Not every smile means happiness. Sometimes, a smile is just the most beautiful way to hide what's breaking inside. You've probably seen her. She laughs with friends, replies quickly, seems confident, always fine, always smiling. But what if I told you that behind that smile, there is a whole world no one sees? A world full of thoughts she never says out loud. And today, we are going to step into that silent world. She wakes up every morning like everyone else. But before she even looks at her phone, there is already a thought in her mind. Will today feel lighter or heavier than yesterday? She doesn't say it, because she has learned something early in life. People don't always want to hear what's real. They prefer the version that smiles. So she becomes that version. When she meets people, she smiles. Not because everything is okay, but because she knows how uncomfortable silence makes others feel. Her smile is not just an expression. It is a shield that says, "I'm fine, don't ask further." But inside, her mind is rarely quiet. There are nights when everything gets louder. Not outside, but inside her head. She replays conversations. Did I say too much? Did I sound weird? Why did they reply like that? Do they even care about me? Psychology says this is called overthinking loops, when the brain tries to find meaning in things that were never explained. But for her, it doesn't feel like psychology. It feels like silence that never stops talking. And then comes another thought, deeper than the rest. What if I'm too much for people? Too emotional? Too sensitive? Too complicated? So she starts shrinking herself in small ways. She stops texting first. She stops expressing too much. She starts saying, "It's okay," even when it's not. Not because she is weak, but because she is trying to be easy to love. But here is something important most people don't notice. A girl's smile often becomes a language. When she smiles after pain, it means she has learned how to survive it quietly. When she smiles after disappointment, it means she doesn't want to explain her broken expectations again. And when she smiles even while tired, it means she is still holding herself together. Sometimes, she looks at others and wonders, why is it so easy for them to just be okay? But what she doesn't see is, everyone is fighting silent battles. The difference is, she feels everything deeply. Even small changes in tone, even delayed replies, even slight shifts in attention. Her mind doesn't ignore details, it collects them, and then turns them into thoughts at 2 a.m. At night, when everything is quiet, she becomes most honest with herself, but only in her thoughts. She thinks about people she lost, not always physically, but emotionally. People who used to talk daily and now barely reply. People who once said, "I'll always be there," but slowly disappeared. And she never asks directly, because she fears the answer might hurt more than the silence. So instead, she writes everything in her mind and deletes it before saying it out loud. That's her routine. Think, feel, delete, smile. But here's the hidden truth psychology often talks about. People who smile the most are sometimes the ones carrying the heaviest thoughts, because smiling becomes a habit of protection, not happiness. Protection from questions, protection from judgment, protection from vulnerability. And still, she continues. She shows up for others. She listens to others. She supports others, even when no one notices that she also needs someone to ask, "Are you really okay?" Not once, but meaning it. Because there is a difference between hearing and listening. Most people hear her words. Very few ever try to understand her silence. And her silence is not empty. It is full of unsaid sentences like, "I'm tired. I need rest. I want to disappear for a while. I want someone to stay without me asking." But she doesn't say them, because she has learned that being low maintenance feels safer. Still, deep inside, there is a part of her that hopes. Not loudly, not desperately, just quietly. A hope that one day, someone will notice the change in her smile. That someone will ask without being forced. That someone will stay even when she is not entertaining. Because she doesn't want perfection. She doesn't even want constant attention. She just wants consistency. A place where she doesn't have to pretend she is okay. And maybe the most powerful truth is this. Her smile is not fake. It is real, but it is incomplete. It shows happiness, but hides exhaustion. It shows strength, but hides softness. It shows peace, but hides storms. So the next time you see a girl smiling, don't assume you know her story. Because behind that one smile, there might be 1,000 thoughts she never spoke. And maybe, just maybe, she is not asking for someone to fix her life. She is just waiting for someone who can understand it without asking her to explain everything. And that is the silent world behind every girl's smile.